Hi guys, it's me Paula and welcome back to my channel. So it is, what day is it? Wednesday? It feels like, I don't know, a Saturday, a Sunday, who knows? It just, every day is blending into one at the moment, isn't it? You know, it just feels like you don't know if you're coming or going at the moment with no structure, like no work and the kids not going to school. It just feels like every day is blending into one. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple of people I asked in one of my other videos if you'd like me to see me do a review of these Pat McGrath Eye Ecstasy palettes. They're like her small ones. They're much more affordable. I think they just come a little bit under £30, about £28. And they are small pans, very small pans, but you do get a lot of the colours that feature in her some of her other big mothership collections. Some I think might be new, but some are featured elsewhere. But it's a great chance to experience if you like the shadows, decide if you'd like to purchase a bigger collection. I actually think, you know, for the quality of Pat McGrath shadows, paying £28 and getting something like this is really cool. It gives you a really good chance to see if you like her brand. Anyway, so I'm going to start getting ready. I haven't done anything apart from moisturise, so I just thought to have a chat with you while I am doing it. Yeah, so when I was going to my eyeshadows collections, I said, would you like to see me do it? And a few people said yes. Okay, so I am going to start off with doing a little bit of my primer, and I am going to use the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Primer. This is a great one, actually. This is recommended to me, well, not to me personally, but recommended on Teresa's Dead channel, and she said it's a wonderful primer. And it is. It's really good. It's very hydrating, especially if you want a bit of a glow or if you have dry skin. It's a great primer. But what I also want to do now as well, I would like to put on some concealer, and I am going to do a little bit of the Tatcha Silk Canvas as well. Okay, so I'm going to use the Jeffree Star concealer in C4. It's not his lightest one. It's a pretty light one, but it's not actually his lightest one, which is surprising because I am pretty light. But I think he does like a ghost sort of one as well. Anyway, yeah. So how's everything with you guys? What have you been up to today? How have you been filling your time? Are you one of the essential workers who have been bravely going out and working in hospitals and things? I think we should all be very, I'm sure we are all very appreciative of those people, especially people going into like working in grocery stores, keeping things ticking over, keeping people comfortable with food and also like care if they're in hospital or old people's homes. I mean, it's so strange with so many things closing down and new regulations meaning that we're not allowed out, how quickly life has changed. I mean, a lot of my husband's meetings now are by Skype, and I was talking to my father-in-law about this. It does show the world that we don't necessarily need to be like flying people business class away over, you know, for one-day meetings across the other side of the world. Maybe this will help the planet a bit, and well, obviously we don't want this to happen, but obviously this knowledge will help the planet maybe make decisions for the future. So this is a Silk Canvas Filter Finish Protective Primer. I wanted to try this one because I've seen so many people go on about it, and apparently you take a little bit and you pat it on across your skin, and apparently it gives a really good coverage, and it like blurs apparently as well, blurs fine lines, so that's quite cool. Yeah, so also as well I was finding it interesting about, in terms of YouTube, how people's contents have changed since how they haven't been able to get out and about. There's a lot of YouTubers that rely on, it's a nice smell actually, rely on vlogging for their YouTube channels, and with restrictions being imposed, you know, seeing the kind of content they're coming up with, there's a lot of people that are looking at older makeup that they've had in a collection, and, you know, doing other things, just doing other kind of projects. Would you like to see me do some cooking videos and things like that? I mean, I don't know if that's the kind of thing you want to see on my channel, but I was thinking that tonight because I was making a vegetable curry for my family, and I know in these, I suppose a lot of people are just excellent cooks, and I'm sure you'd probably watch their channels for seeing that. But I just thought, for basic family recipes, using up vegetables and things that you have in your house, trying to make things work throughout this times, I thought, that might be quite a nice segment to do. Don't know what I'm saying today. I'm so tired. I've been is that kind of, I'll blend it out a little bit. It does give a good coverage. I was actually watching, I think, who was it? Was it Michelle Wang? I can't remember, but they were saying with the silk canvas, actually less is actually more, in the sense that sometimes you can have it can become a bit chalky if you put too much on it. I'm just patting it. I was watching, I mean, Tatcha actually has her own YouTube channel. I'm not sure if people know this, but Tatcha has got her own channel, and I was watching some demonstrations on this, and they were saying like to pat it in rather than swipe it. Okay, so I've done that one, and then I'm going to put my concealer on. Again, not my favorite concealer, but I don't want to waste it. So this is the Born This Way concealer by Too Faced. I do think it's a tad too light on me. I think the coverage is not bad. I mean, I know Too Faced is a controversial brand at the moment, and I don't actually really own that many Too Faced things. I think maybe 2 things I own by them. But I don't really know too much about their actual. I know there's a lot to do with the owner's sister who'd made comments about Nikki tutorials coming out, and I think that she'd kind of made some derogatory comments, but I don't know too much about her or her brother. But I don't actually own that much by Too Faced. I think, like I say, I think I own the gold eyeshadow palette, the chocolate gold, and I own that I'm trying to use up, not to be wasteful. Okay, right, so that's that done, and I'm going to have a look at. I'm going to put on some Chantecaille powder. I love this powder so much. This is the Chantecaille Eclat Doux powder. It comes so bougie packaging there. God, this channel today is a bit bougie. You've got Tatcha, you've got Chantecaille, Michelle Wang, and coming for your gig. Not. I do like Michelle Wang's channel, actually. I think she's really good. I really like watching her content. So I'm going to use this powder brush. I think we'll use that one, or I'll use this one. I know there's some people probably looking at what the brushes that I use and going, oh my God, you shouldn't use that brush with that. But I just tend to sort of pick one and use it. So this is what the powder looks like. It's so nice. I really like it. I think it gives it's almost like quite creamy in consistency if you put it on with your finger, but it's just so blurring, so beautiful. I got quite a good discount on it actually when I bought it, because I had vouchers and I had points. So that's my justification for buying it. But I saw another YouTuber trying on. She's got a new blurring powder. Well, it's not new, but it's been out recently with a hummingbird on it, and I was like, but I don't need it, so I'm not going to buy it. It's too expensive. Okay, so then I'm going to use just a bit of the Clinique blusher in Precious Posy, which is quite a nice little, it's almost like a peachy pink. I do like blush at the moment, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try this brush I got with my Latest in Beauty. It looks a little bit like a toothbrush, but I did try it, and I was kind of pleasantly surprised. I thought I would hate it, but I kind of putting it on the apples of my cheek, and you can kind of roll it, which is quite nice. Yeah, so today's been a bit more successful. The morning, the kids got up. They did that. I don't know if your kids have been watching the Joe Wicks thing. Joe Wicks has got on his YouTube channel, every morning he's putting out like a kids exercise. Well, actually adults do. My parents are doing it. It's like an exercise, like half an hour, and different ones every day. My kids are really enjoying it. So they did that. So apart from fighting whilst they were doing it, which was a little bit annoying, they've been doing that first. And then we've just been doing various bits of schoolwork all day. I think the morning was a bit of a nightmare because my eldest boy, anything he could do to get out of doing the work, he would sneak off. He would say he was going to the toilet and then go upstairs and play with Lego and things. And of course, we were doing fun stuff during the day as well. It wasn't just work. But yeah, it was just trying to keep him on task. The afternoon, I think he kind of accepted this is what we're doing. Okay, so anyway, decisions. So I think I might do a look with this palette and a look with that palette. Now, if you look at the colours on this, they are quite dark colours, and these ones are quite dark and quite vibrant as well. So I don't think there's no real, out of this selection, or even if you put the two together, there is no real transition shades or blending out shades or anything like that. So I'm going to have to pick another palette to sort of do that with. Now, I was thinking I am going to probably pick the Rose palette because by Huda Beauty, which is the Rose Pastels, because it does have some kind of lighter kind of colours that you can use as a base. Now I'm going to start, I think I might use just the light pink, the dusky pink, which is in the shade I Have No Clue, because it doesn't have it on there. Okay. So I hope you're all keeping safe and managing to, you know, have some fun times as well during this. I mean, it's just weird. And I think as well, because, you know, it could be months and months of this, I think people kind of almost like taking it day by day, thinking, right, okay, you know, get through today. We'll do something different tomorrow. And then, but this idea of looking at and thinking it could be 4 months of this, if not longer, is really quite stressful, isn't it? It's just thinking of what are we going to do for all that time at home, and you know, people are going to go stir crazy. Okay, so I think I might do this palette first. Now, what will I do with it? I'm going to give a quick swatch of these shades. Now, the shades are, so we've got the first one, which is Lapis Luxury. Now, I think it's based on the kind of, that Egyptian shade, isn't it? Lapis something or another. Now, that is beautiful, isn't it? I'm just going to double swatch that, actually. That's gorgeous. I think that's a really nice colour. The next one is kind of more of a maroon one. It's called Gold Standard. I thought it is a kind of maroon colour. It's such good payoff with Pat McGrath shadows. Lovely gold one in the middle here, which is called Crimson. Oh, hold on, I'm totally saying the wrong shades. I was like, Gold Standard, it looks purple. That number there that I just did was Blue Blood. One Lapis Luxury, that was Blue Blood. This makes sense now. This is Gold Standard. I'm being very stupid, sorry. Oh, look at that on my finger. So this one's got probably the least payoff. And try and swipe it again. It feels harder pressed, actually. I don't know if you can see at the top, it's not quite as vibrant as the others, but it looks beautiful. And then we've got the one there, which is, this one is synthetic, so it's like a purple. Ooh, that's a lovely purple, very metallic. And then we've got the last one, running out fingers to swipe, and this is Crimson Fire. Now that's my jam. I love that. That's lovely. I'm trying to get a tissue because now my hands are actually covered in swatches. What to do? Because I want to use some of these colours so it's not just using other shades. Obviously, I've had to use a transition shade from the Huda Beauty. Let me think. What I could do is, let's just go for it. This could turn out really, really badly. and look a complete mess, but let's just go for it. I am going to go with... I want to try and do a look maybe with the blue and the yellow, the gold and the blue. Although I do quite like the purple as well. It might look a bit strange if I used all of them. So I'm going to try and do... maybe try and do this amethyst one at the top here. This could look complete and utter mess up, okay? But I'm just going to give it a go. Yeah. So it'd be nice to hear what you guys have been doing. Have you had to go out to work? Has any of your family had to go out to work? I was watching some other YouTubers saying that how people have been saying that the tubes are pretty empty at the moment, with obviously that New York is pretty much on lockdown as well. I mean, this is like the UK. I mean, you can only go out for food, to the chemist, to the post office, and only if it's really necessary, like you really need the food. And not just to stock up on billions of tins of beans or whatever it is that some people are doing. That's quite a nice shade. Yeah, and or go to doctors. You can do things like go to doctors. I'm not sure you can go to the dentist. I'm sure you probably can. A little bit under the eye there. This is a very bright colour. I'm not even taking my edging brush actually. Yeah, so have you just been watching YouTube videos? What about Netflix? What are you watching on Netflix or Amazon Prime at the moment? I have to say, one of the things that I've been doing when I've been doing housework is catching up on watching Housewives of various places. I have actually, it's probably my guilty pleasure watching Housewives of whatever, New York, Beverly Hills, that kind of thing. My husband laughs at me. Although having said that, when I'm watching these things, if he's in the room, he does seem to know who the characters are, and he does, or the ladies are, and he does make comments like, oh, didn't they break up last week and things like that. So the funny thing is that even though he says that he's not interested in it, he certainly does kind of watch in the background a little bit if he's there in the room. So I've just been doing that. I've loving You. I don't know if you watched that series about that guy who's like a stalker, and I think it's pretty good. It's a little bit like Dexter. I don't know if you were a fan of Dexter. Right, let's see. So yeah, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm not going anywhere. So I'm doing a bit of a halo eye there, and that was the Crimson Fire. So it is certainly crimsony. Let me see what I could do with the next thing. I want to do a bit of the blue, so I'm going to do the blue on the lid, I think. So I'm just holding up the my Jeffree Star mirror to the light. Ooh. Yeah, there's actually a series on Netflix called Pandemic, and the weird thing was I think it came out in January, and I had been watching it in January, and now obviously people are really watching it. It's kind of top on the watching list for a lot of people, but apparently there's a science. What was on there was this is a science group in the States who have found a possible universal vaccine for flu. And what it is that obviously we know flu mutates. There's different strains of it every year, but this particular one is what it does. Apparently they've traced the this is why I should have worn. I'm gonna have to clean that up a bit. They've traced the history of of the flu virus and different strains back to, I think, even medieval times, and they found out that there's a similar protein that appears in all flus, and I think what they've said is that their vaccine would disable this protein, but they're doing tests on the moment. It's a really interesting documentary if you are interested in that kind of thing. But yeah, Bill Gates has pumped a lot of money into it. They've won a lot of money recently from Bill Gates for their project. Okay, so I'm going to blend this out a little bit. Okay, what brush am I going to use? Yeah, so that's it. I mean, I think it's I suppose, I know everyone's got to work. A lot of people got to work from home and we've got to do the stuff with the kids and school. But it's quite a good chance as well to get caught up in your reading and things like that. I've just finished reading a book I have like a girls' book group. And in this area, and the one we're reading at the moment is Robert Harris's The Second Sleep, which is eerily enough about a post-apocalyptic society. So I was like, oh, Wendy, did you have to pick that book? Right, I'm going to do a pop of gold, I think, in it, because this is very light gold, bit of gold in it. In the middle there, maybe I might do some in the corners as well. It's really creamy. I like the consistency of these shadows. And I feel I've used quite a few from that palette. Not a look for the faint-hearted, I have to say. I'm going to try and sweep some of this shadow off. I had these things I was using the other day that you could put under your eyes to sweep the debris away that when you were doing your shadows. Okay, so that's it so far. I might do a little bit of pop of colour. Let's see if I've got the small brush here. I'm just going to go and do... It's not really noticing. Just doing the edges there. I wonder if Jeffree Star will ever do mirrors that have a light on them. Okay, I'm just going to pause and do some liner because I hate doing that on camera because I just, yeah. Pause. Okay, so that's a finished look. Yeah, I really like that. It's not the kind of look that you would go out just to the park with your kids or something with, but it's kind of a cool party look. I wanted to try and use as many of the shades as I could to create the look from this palette. Like I say, the only criticism I would say with it doesn't really have like a base or transition shade, in my opinion. I know there's some people that would maybe make it work. For my taste, there isn't that type of shade. I'm going to take this off and I'm going to do the other palette. I won't talk while I'm doing it. So yeah, I will just show you the look once I've done it. Okay. Hi, so this is the look that I've done with the other palette. I will do a bit of a swatcherini on my arm so you can see the different swatches. So this is the number one Sinful, and it's kind of a goldy sheen. I did try to do a little bit of it on. It's actually a bit of a nicer gold than the other one. It's a bit more of a, I don't know, a greeny gold, which is more my sort of thing. And then the brown one here, which is Illicit, is this here. It's like it feels a bit more matte with a sparkle. It doesn't feel quite as quite kind of it doesn't feel as buttery, that's the word, as the other one. And then we've got Gold Nectar here, which is really nice. It's quite a strong colour actually there. And then down there we've got Illicit, then we've got Corruption, which is this one here, which is there. I might double swatch because it's not coming out as dark. It's like almost like a purple duochrome through it as well. It's really nice. And then the last one, which I didn't use, is Sextrovert. Don't know how they decided that a brown shade was going to be a Sextrovert, but anyway, there we go. So that's the shade. So all of them are kind of coppery. So if you quite like the more kind of copper tones, I would say definitely go for this one over this one. I mean, I would say I probably get more use out of this one, but this one I think is a little bit more unusual. Together they're quite good. I'm glad I got the two. I would definitely need companion palettes. For my own personal taste, I would definitely need companion palettes to go along with these. I mean, I think as well, I might not use as many as 3 shades. For example, there I had so the Huda Beauty, two of the Huda Beauty shades mixed together for a base, and then I used the darker brown one, and then I used the coppery sort of coloured one, and then I sort of brightened it up with this one here at the corners and slightly underneath. So I think that I probably wouldn't have used all 3 of those. To be perfectly honest, I would maybe have had more of a sort of base shade and transition shade, and then maybe use 2 of these or 2 of these. So yeah, so anyway, it's been a very long video. Nice chatting to you all. And which one do you prefer? Which of the palettes do you prefer? Do you have these palettes? Do you like Pat McGrath? Drop a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.